Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to check how we can try to solve some stability issues when it comes to powering your rigs. I'm having some issues with one of these cards and let's check it out. So as I mentioned, I've been having some stability issues with my rig, especially when I use higher power algorithms other than Ethereum. And even with Ethereum, sometimes after 3, 4, 5 days, I get a reboot. And I've been looking at my power supplies. And my rig has 3 power supplies. I have this I call the main power supply. This is a Corsair. Actually, they're all Corsairs. And I have these other 2. If you remember this model HX520, you know how old this power supply is. I'm not going to tell you. You tell me on the comments below if you know how old this power supply is. Just a little quiz. And I have this one. This is a 520. This is a 750, and this one is also a 750. So there should be plenty of power here for my seven GPUs. I have another one here hanging. I have 6, and my 7th is hanging over here. So what I've been measuring the voltage on at the rails of the power supplies under load, and what I've noticed, they usually don't fluctuate much because they're very stable power supplies. But on this one, and I'm going to show you here, I have it connected here to I'm metering on this connector. It's attached to this power supply, and I can barely reach 12 volts. Well, it's not a big difference, but all the other twos, the other ones are giving me 12.12, 12.13. This one is giving about the same thing, 12.12, 12.13, and this one is giving me 11.99, or well, let's say 12 volts. So it's a bit below when compared with these ones, with these 2. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to replace this power supply, with my Aerocool 1000 watts RGB power supply. Why am I saying cards? Well, never mind. A lot of cards here. And see if I put my rig on higher consumption algorithms, if I get the same stability issues. I remember when I peaked at the wall, I have a meter here, when I peaked at the wall around 1100, 1200, I would start to have problems. Usually a safe measure would be if I try not to pass 1050 watts at the maximum. If the algorithms consume more than that, I would start to have stability issues. And a problem with this voltage difference, or I don't know, some sort of ripple. I'm not trusting this power supply for some reason. I don't feel comfortable with it. I'm gonna switch this one with the other one, 1000, and see how it goes. Okay, I've switched the power supply. I removed my Corsair, my CS750, with the Aerocool 1000 watts flux power supply, and I already have my multimeter here, and power on 3 of them, and I'm going to turn on the main switch, and let's see what happens. And everything is working. That's my 3080, 6600 XTs. They've been fed by this new power supply. All the other ones are working. This one is not spinning because their temperature. Also, this one already stopped. And as you can see, the voltage on this power supply is also higher than the Corsair one. Yeah. This Corsair was giving 11.99, and this one is giving 12.13. And I'm going to set this to mine something and see if we get some voltage drop or something. I have my rig running and it's mining Ravencoin right now. As you know, this is one of the most demanding algorithms, and at the wall I'm pulling 1300 watts, more or less 1300 watts, and everything is running. Believe me, if I had this with the other power supply 1300, it wouldn't hold, it would crash at this moment. And we're gonna see the voltage drop on this new power supply. We are at 12.3, 12.2, and this power supply is giving power to the 3080 and to one of the 6600 XTs. But there should be plenty of power left here. As you can see, even with the voltage drop, these power supplies, they don't have such a good stabilizer as the Corsair ones, but the one I had here, she was probably having already some issues. She was below 12 volts, maybe she was tired. It's time to give it a retirement. And I was having instability issues with the rig, and right now I'm not having any problem, as you can see. And I'm using pretty not so extreme overclock settings here on the NVIDIA, especially the 3080 and the 6600 XTs. One of these is running, I think it was 1000, yeah, 1050, 1000, more or less 1050. So I'm going to give it a bit more juice and see how much power we're going to draw out of this whole system. Okay, we're pulling 1300. I'm going to cancel the script. It will restart the script. This is my 6600 XTs, and we're going to do the same for the NVIDIA cards. I say no, I don't want, and it will start with the new settings. That was too fast. So let's just wait a little bit. As you can see here, my 3080 now, it's running at 1200 megahertz, and let's see, and these ones, I set this to 1400, but they dropped a little bit. It's not very power consumption. It's not very power angry, I mean, the 6600 XTs. So I have an extra, for now, 20 watts, more or less. Yeah, more or less 20 watts. Yeah, I think we reached the max hash rate, more or less. Yeah, 47 on the 3080, still going up. And these are around 16 on each one of these. Let me just check. Oh, still going. Still going up, 17. And the voltage drop. Yeah, it's getting very close to 12 volts. But she's holding it well, so I couldn't hold this much wattage on the system. I couldn't hold it, and right now, yeah, 1330. We have like extra 30 watts. I'm not boosting every clock here on all the GPUs. Yeah, it's running at 60 degrees, 100% fan. It's a very power angry algorithm, the Kapao. And these ones, they don't care very much. 72 at the software. Well, that's it. I'm gonna be leaving this running for next few days and see how it holds. And I think I might have fixed it. So if you like my content, please consider subscribing. If you had any of these issues with other algorithms, let me know in the comments below. Share your experience. We're all a community, so share knowledge and help each other out. And I see you in the next one. you're still here, I'm gonna share a hint with you. Do you know why the Corsair power supplies usually are so stable? The other one had an issue, the voltage was a bit low, but why are these power supplies so stable? Here's a secret. Seasonic used to do the power supplies for Corsair. I don't know if they still do it, but the HS, this one was made, the HS series was made by Seasonic, so I suspect they still do the same for the new series of power supplies.